there's a drug, for perfect example, when Lyrica, when fibromyalgia hit the mainstream, all of a sudden, here's all these people with fibromyalgia. Okay, the drug companies knew that that was going to be a profitable disease because they could make a lot of money on it. So they took Lyrica because it blocks the pain receptors. They took Lyrica, they did a 12-week, a 14-week, and a 6-month study, and bam, all of a sudden, Lyrica is on the market and approved for fibromyalgia patients. There's an ad on television for fibromyalgia. It's the only drug that's approved by their doctor for the treatment of fibromyalgia, and they say it's not an antidepressant. No, it's an epilepsy drug, and it's like, I mean, bingo, there you have it. There's a drug, fibromyalgia. I mean, imagine the money that the drug companies lobbied the government to get that study pushed through the FDA so that they could put an ad on television and that they could take that drug and sell it to fibromyalgia patients. It's criminal. It should be outlawed. And I think these congressmen and senators that take money and that do this, I think they should be held accountable. Arlen Specter, who is the head of our health department and who is supposed to fund research and oversee, the whole health gamut, he took $288,000 from the drug company last year. I mean, there's a handful. I go on the internet. All you need to do is Google congressmen and senators that have taken money from drug companies. There was a senator from Ohio that went to Brazil and went on a trip, and you know what they called it? It cost him $8,800, and they went on, I believe it was Pfizer's jet, and it was $8,800 for this trip, and it was called a hunt and seek research for $8,800. And all they have to do, all the congressmen and senators, all they have to do is if they're going to go somewhere, or if they want a vacation, or if they want any type of a big perk, all they have to do is take an appointment from a drug company, and they'll come by, they'll pick them up on their jet, they'll take them wherever they want to go, and we're paying for it. It's coming
out. They're not even taking us.
No, well, I know they get to go by themselves. Yeah, they're not taking, and it's our money that we're giving these drug companies that they're chauffeuring all these people in office around. It's our money. Questions, then it's like there's important things that they ask you. Well, if it doesn't fit into how they want it, because when I was interviewed by Channel 3, they had talked to one of the top neuros at Davis, and they also talked to a pharmaceutical guy I think he was in Davis also, and I mean, and it was so stupid because I brought up the research that was undergoing. I brought up UCSF's research, and the doctor goes, he says, well, he says, we really don't know anything about it, and we don't know what, I know it's published, it's right here, and we don't know what the toxicity levels of it are. This was from a pharmacist. He goes, we really don't know what the toxicity levels, even though it's low dose. Exactly. But you know what? Here's the 3 words that they're afraid of: safe, effective, and no side effects. Why would anybody support or even want to help anything that has those 3 words in them? Why would anybody want to do anything to help anything like that? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because our life's not worth $1 anymore. It's not worth $1. And I think for our government to dismiss the fact that we don't hold any importance or that our lives aren't valid, I think we should pull a Michael Moore. I think we should make him fear us. I think we should do something to bring their attention. And I mean, and I'll keep thinking, I'll keep brainstorming. I promised my husband I wouldn't get arrested while I advocated. Analysis study. This is what I told Magic Johnson when I talked to Kevin Johnson. I told him, I said, look, she's already over there.
What did you say when you talked to Kevin?
Kevin was, he was late for an appointment, so I rode to his next appointment with him, and he told me, he said, I promise, he says, I will do whatever I can to help you. So I called him because we had an appointment the following week, and they had to cancel it because he had to go to Washington. So I called him up again, and after November, they're going to schedule another appointment with him. And I'm going to hold him to his commitment. I'm going to hold him to his promise.
You're amazing.
And I'm going to hold him to his commitment because he has made a promise, and I'm going to hold him to it. And I'm going to. I've even thought, but this is ludicrous. I've even thought, you know what? When I'm interviewed, I'm going to tell him because they asked me who I've talked to, and I'm going to tell. And I'm intake coordinator. And right in my field, I sell durable medical equipment. I call on doctors. I sell hospital beds. I sell walkers. I'm on my 7-month transition period with Medicare, and at the end of 7 months, I'm going off of disability.
Wonderful. Good for you.
I know. I am so happy. It has really lifted my self-esteem. It's giving me a whole different sense of self-worth. I've actually been blessed to have a second opportunity with life that not many people have, and I'm going with gusto. I'm going with gusto, and I'm going to fight. Like I said, I'm going to fight as hard as I can for these people because it's got to stop. Oh, I did in '05. I gave up on life. When I go to bed at night, it was like, you know what? If I don't wake up in the morning, I don't care. I had made my peace. I mean, I lost so much. I lost so much dignity. I lost everything that my parents had taught. I mean, I just lost everything, and I just don't want people to do that because it's an ugly, ugly place, and we don't need to be there. We don't need to suffer. We just don't need to suffer anymore. Lost our sense of common sense. You know, I mean, if somebody's going to tell you something, you know what? Use your common sense and figure out if that's fact or fiction. If a doctor is going to prescribe something to you that you're not sure about, don't take it with that uncertainty in your head. Research it and find out about it. Ask questions. Doctors, too bad if doctors are intimidated. You're paying your doctors. You're paying your doctors to take care of you. And if you have a question and you don't understand something or you don't agree with something, you have every right to question him. Every right to question him. And if he doesn't know it, you make him look it up. You make him research it, and you make him give you the answer. And if you're not happy with that answer, you keep at him until you get an answer that you're happy with.